ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਹਰਲੀਨ ਚੌਹਾਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੇਜ਼ਬਾਨ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੀ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਿਹਤਮੰਦ ਬੁਢਾਪਾ ਤੇ ਉਸ
and we'll talk about that. So, before going forward, we would like to acknowledge that our iCON office is situated on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tesla peoples. I would also like to acknowledge that you are joining us today from many places, near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of these lands. As I told you, I'm your host, Harleen Chauhan. I'm a pharmacist. And let me tell you about digital medication. What does it iCON mean? It means intercultural. We are associated with the University of Digital Emergency Medicine. What is our purpose? To assist multicultural and indigenous citizens, patients, and caregivers, and the community at large about chronic diseases, to help them. And if you're living with somebody who does have chronic diseases, we can help you with that, how to take care of them. We also want to tell you, in the age of internet today, that what you're reading there in news or on YouTube, that all that information, how you should look at it, does it belong to you or not, and you should trust it or not, and what things you should not trust. And last of, we want to tell you that about our healthcare providers, the people who provide you healthcare, and yourself, how to have a good communication between them and how to improve it. And that's example today. And we are here, your caretakers are your speakers today, and you can ask them questions. We will start today with our opening remarks.
Thank you for the opportunity to provide opening remarks at today's Strengthening Health and Wellness as We Age forum. I'm Lindsay Arscott, the Director of Primary Care Quality within the Primary Care Division of the Ministry of Health, and I would like to acknowledge and offer respect and my gratitude to the Lekwungen peoples on whose traditional territory I am located on in Saanich, and to the Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wasanich peoples whose historical relationships with this land continue to this day. The Ministry of Health's Patients as Partners initiative believes that engaging patients and their families, healthcare providers, and community partners in healthcare is not only the right thing to do, but it is an effective way to make the health system better and the people of BC healthier. This philosophy is summarized by our motto, "Nothing about me without me." Patients as Partners has collaborated with and funded iCON for about 15 years with Dr. Kendall Ho as the executive director for all of this time. iCON continues to bring healthcare providers together to speak with people in their first languages about topics they want to learn more about. And today, that is about how we can stay resilient and as healthy as possible as we age. As we age, the risk of being frail increases. However, getting older and frailty are not the same thing. By taking a holistic approach to health, you can stay healthier longer. For example, Cardiac BC states that about 90% of premature heart disease can be prevented with good health practices. Additionally, a recent study by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that the evidence demonstrates that the strategy of self-management and educating ourselves achieves desired outcomes in multiple chronic disease contexts, including diseases of the cardiovascular system, diabetes, asthma, and arthritis. So there's lots that we can do. I want to thank iCON for bringing us together today, and I invite you to check out the resources after this discussion. You will find information on self-management, eating well, staying active, building resilience, and many other topics. There are websites where you can enroll in self-management, health coaching, and other peer support programs that provide information, skills, and support to help you achieve your health goals. Some of these resources and programs are provided in different languages to make them more accessible. Also remember that encouragement and support from working together as a family and in the community can make it easier to make these health changes. I want to express a big thank you to iCON and our presenters. I appreciate your time. I want to thank everyone for attending. What you do for your health can make a big difference. Thank you. Have a great session.
Next speaker, Kashmir Besla. Kashmir Besla is a registered clinical counselor who she's in practice for the last 30 years. She's practicing privately in Surrey. So their mental health and aging are the topics before she has a practice, personal practice. So non-profit agencies, she worked there as well, and he has very good experience, and her experience helped her in her current situation. She BC Schizophrenia Society, Surrey Women Center, Children's Foundation. That's the places she worked. It's a community service in 1972. Abbotsford Community Service used to be Abbotsford Community Services. Kashmir says she likes very humble to participate in iCON firm. It's very important. We are very grateful for her to be here. So mental health is the best topic in her practice. Your physical health and your mental health are related to each other. She works with people, families, and she understands people's feelings, and they bring life changes in their lifestyle and help and them with the lifestyle changes. I welcome Kashmir Besla on the stage. Greetings to all. I wanted to start with this that I feel prayer, happiness that you are here since morning. You are here for yourself. Sometimes we keep on thinking about others, but in this age we should think about ourselves. In this conference, I congratulate to them that they brought you together to give you such a good information. I heard the morning sessions, but in the afternoon, when he told you about diet, and then Koji told you about physical. Now I'll talk about your mental health. After myself, there may be one more quick presentation, and then you will be off. And we thank you very much that you are staying until end. So maybe you are waiting for door prizes, I don't know, but thank you anyways for staying and spending this much time for yourself. I am a registered clinical counselor. It means that we support you with the with the talking. I'm doing this for 30 years. There is a big difference in our community in last 30 years. Before, historically, we will get support in families from the elderly people. My Panjabi is not that. But now we are in North America. The system's changed. I say if we are going to the professionals for other things, we see doctors, we see pharmacists, we see specialists. Why can't we go for help for our mental health? There should be no stigma, nothing shameful. You can come to the counselor for anything. Sometimes your children don't listen. Sometimes issues between husband and wife. Sometimes other mental health issues. Sometimes life changes, transitions are there. So you want to, and you feel like to talk to someone to get new information, so to improve our life. Sometimes we don't talk. Sometimes when we are younger or during marriage there is a loss or trauma, or there is something that big happened that we just hide it in our heart, and we don't openly share with that thing with someone, and it affects us all our life. So that's why we should talk to someone about it. So today we will talk about seniors and their mental health. I'm not going to walk around, I'm going to stay here and talk. So our learning objectives are, the research says the impact of loneliness and social isolation is very much on seniors. Sometimes everyone, all the family members go to work, children go to school, you are alone. If you don't have a social life, it affects a lot. So how it affects? Not all of them are affected, but some. So people get anxiety and depression. We will talk about it as well. So these all these things impact our mental health. So there is an interesting fact that by 2030, in next 5 years, 1 in 6 people in the world will be aged 60 years or over. So if 6 people are standing there, 1 people will be over 60 year old. It means we should think about seniors now, how we can support them now. We have to think about that. Loneliness and social isolation affect them a lot on their mental health. If you are still working, even if you are not retired, it affects them as well. Sometimes it affects because the role, I will, like, for example, maybe you are a teacher, you are an accountant, you are a professional, somebody was in police. When we are older, then our role changes when we retire. So then it seems like to us our identity has changed. Now what will I do? Or what will I do? What is the meaning of life for me? That thinking affects a lot. There is another fact that 14% of adults aged 60 and over live with a mental disorder. So 10.6% of the the total years lived, they live with the disability, that age group. What is loneliness? As I explained, it's a feeling of being isolated or alone. Sometimes it's a situational, as I told you earlier. Sometimes all the family goes to work, you are home alone. But sometimes our life partner goes before us and you feel very lonely. And our when our regular routine changes, what we used to do before, sometimes health wise we can do it, and there are sometimes there are other regions, maybe you are able to drive a car very nicely, but now family says, dad, you are old now, oh, you don't drive the car. So those kind of things also affect, you become isolated when your life changes. How it affects, how the loneliness affects us, it increases the stress hormones in our body increases, and then that negatively affects our physical health. It also impairs our thinking, and it makes us more prone to the illness. As I told you earlier, our physical health impacts our mental health, and then mental health also affects physical health. It's not individual things, they are correlated. And when we are older, that I'm forgetting about things, I to go there, I couldn't go, and those things also affect. Long-term loneliness that may increase the risk of health issues. As you heard it from the previous speaker, how it gets affected. You can get depression, heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and dementia. These things you can be at risk. So sometimes when we don't take care of ourselves, sometimes there is the chance of premature death, there will be more depression. Sometimes we feel like that I'm quiet, maybe I'm older, that's why I'm quieter, that's why I don't feel like to do anything. Before I used to like this activity, now I don't like this activity anymore. And sometimes when they are aged, their health is not well, they don't go out. Sometimes family wants to take them to the wedding, to park, to the party. They say, I don't want to go, I want to stay home, I'm okay at home. So they feel like that I don't want to be burden on them, they can leave me home. But this is not right. If the family is inviting you, if you are used to enjoy these things, you should try and to do those things. You should try to enjoy those things. You are telling yourself what I'm gonna do there, but there is a reason for you. There is a meaning to go for them and also for yourself. There is a benefit. As Kaljit told, when our mental health is not good, and we are our focus is somewhere else, then the number of falls increases. So what can we do? It's in the notes. If I miss some point, one or two, if I miss 1 or 2 points, it's everything is in your notes. So what we can do to reduce loneliness and social isolation? So I was looking at you, it was Sunday, you would have sat home, you would have seen your dramas. So on Sundays you can be lazy, but no, you got ready, you came here for yourself to learn, to have to set in community. You can try volunteering, you can go to the Gurdwara, the temple, you can do volunteer work. I know you can be active. Here people who are active than me, educated more than me. Whatever you choose to do professionally before, if you are a teacher, you can go to a school, do some volunteer work, or in the community services, you can whatever skills you used all your life, and then you don't say that you are elderly, nobody is going to listen to you. No, you are still valued. You never think about it because I'm old, I don't have any value. Don't think about that. Don't think that way. You should try. You should we should still contribute. Don't think that you can't contribute. And you still teach us a lot of things. See your friends. I'm happy when I feel very happy when elderly people are there talking, interacting to each other, playing cards. They get out from the home. So it's a very good thing. So as earlier speaker said, if you feel like to dance, learn dance, join a group, whatever you like, just to join a group. My next point is before people never had a pet like dogs, cats. These things also make a difference. Last in the past, in first 6 months they bring a pet, then they are not interested, they lose their interest, and then elderly or mom and dad are walking the dog, because then you get in love with the pet, and then there is a reason to get out, so then you can go out. So loving a pet, loving an animal is a very good thing. So and you can practice kindness, and you can there are grandchildren, spend time with the grandchildren. Whatever way you feel happy, try to find a way to be happy. So don't shift to the negative thinking. Don't think we are elderly, we can't do this, we can't do that. Change it. is in our control. I always say, nobody can get into your head. It's only you who can control your thinking. If you want to remain upset for the rest of your life, thinking negatively, but if you want to think it this way, my life is good, everything is good, it's also in your control. So it's very important to shift the negative thinking. Last one is, if you feel like I have tried everything, nothing is changing, you can see a professional, you can talk to a counselor. When I came in this field 30 years ago, there was no Punjabi speaking worker counselor, but in 30 years there are a lot of now in our community. Although you live in absolute Surrey, that there must be a resource near you, there must be a counselor near you who can help you. If you have extended health, you can use that. If you don't have resources, there are free sources you can find. We try as an association, if the people shouldn't have to pay for the counseling. We want to doctor through MSP, they can get free services regarding mental health. We are not there yet, but hopefully in future we will reach there.
Next is depression. What is depression? Everybody must have heard this word. Somebody went into depression, but what does it mean? It means that when you're sad for a long time, when you feel like not doing anything, you just want to sit at home. No, I'm not going to get out of the bed. I'm not going to take a shower today. I'm not going to eat anything today. And the phone is ringing. I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to talk to anybody. Then you stay upset in yourself. And sometimes it's situational. There's an issue at home. Your life partner is gone. You got a bad news. But there are good times in life and bad times as well. But whenever there are bad times, we have to counsel ourselves that I should not be getting stuck in this. When it gets worse, I just want to explain the difference. Everybody feels sad at a time or other. We are upset about something, but nobody goes to such an extreme. In life, everybody will have episode of depression. Maybe you already had it, or maybe you'll have it in your old age, but don't be afraid. There's help available. If you're stuck in depression, you can get out as well. But at that moment you feel it, our mind says, if I'm not here, nobody's gonna feel the difference. We feel so many negative things that you think, oh, maybe I should just die. And it happens as well. And if it's not diagnosed, no help, we know, thinking of suicide happens in every community. But whenever there's a suicide, we don't want to talk about it. But we should talk about it. So others should know about it too, that there's a help available. You could have you could have saved somebody. And nobody tells them, sometimes people don't tell each other what are they feeling. We should watch out for each other if we can help somebody. When we feel like that I'm alone or weak, we don't share, because if I tell somebody will say that person gone crazy. It's wrong. It can happen to anybody. It doesn't mean you're crazy or mad or weak. It doesn't mean that. And what are the other symptoms of depression? Feeling sad, crying, hopeless. You feel like there's no hope for tomorrow. If there will be a day tomorrow or not. As I told you earlier, you don't feel like doing any activity. The things you enjoyed doing in the past, you don't like it anymore. and you think about dying over and over again. If you have had these systems, if you recognize or you recognize with somebody else, then you should seek help. Talk to the doctor, and it can be helped with medication. Some people are scared of getting medicine, and they think you'll get stuck on medication. But sometime, you can seek help, get medication, get well, and don't quit the medication right away. Then talk to the doctor, start taking a full pill, take half pill, then gradually quit. But there are some pills that are helpful even if you take them long term. And most important, what I told you, and if you see these symptoms showing in anybody, talk to them. Don't be afraid or scared that if I talk to this person, is gonna get mad. If you have friend, family member, they can get upset, but just make sure they don't take their own life. They can forgive you, but if something happens to them, you won't get another opportunity. What is anxiety? Anxiety it's thinking. We're thinking about same thing over and over again. As I knew I'm gonna come here, I could be having anxiety. I can't talk in front of so many people, but there are anxiety of two types. But then I convince myself that these people have invited you, they gave you opportunity to share your experience. Be brave, you should go there. Then you can go there. And then you have to look at your past accomplishments. And if you've done it in the past, you can do it again. And if you keep saying, I'm scared, I don't want to do it, my English isn't that well, my Panjabi is not good, somebody is smarter than me, then if you keep saying then anxiety has won and Kashmir lost. And you can use it positively as well. What are the symptoms? Sometimes you're shaking, you're trembling, and then there's an anxiety attack. Feel like, you're not able to breathe. You're having hard time breathing. And there's a medication available as well. And counseling is available as well for that. And there are tools available too, where you can convince yourself. You feel dizzy, you're sweating, and your hands are clammy, wet, and you feel scared, and you can have these symptoms. And sometimes you can have pain, and you can feel tired all the time. And sometimes you have sleep problems, you're staying up. And sometimes the clients tell me they get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, they were unable to sleep. And it can have all that happen with anxiety as well. There are so many symptoms, and it's all in the package as well. Sometimes you get really angry. Sometimes people say, oh, he or she gets angry, he doesn't like anything. Behavior is different, but something else is going on in your mind. And they just look at your behavior. If they talk to you and why they are angry all the time, why they are grouchy, worrying too much. And some people, they worry too much on every little thing. Grandchildren are going outside, they want to say, oh, you don't do this, come home early. These are normal things. You don't need to worry like this. You can say, but then just don't keep thinking about it. Until my grandchildren are home, I'm not going to sleep. They're safe, they will come home. You thinking something bad is going to happen to them, but you can't live like that. Keep thinking about it, something's going to happen. And sometimes we don't have concentration, unable to concentrate on something. I'll skip this, I think. It's on this chart. There's a normal anxiety, and then the problematic anxiety, if you have too much. What's the difference? And the changes that you have in our life, there are so many. As I said earlier, you lose your independence, as Vineet said, and she was able to do all the household work. She's unable to do it in the kitchen anymore, and then she's waiting for somebody to come cook, and you feel stressful. With your age, you lose your freedom. You are able to go take a bus, you're able to go on your own. Now you can't. But it's very important. Every speaker since this morning kept saying that stay socially connected. You should have friends, relatives, you should have groups so you could connect with somebody. As human beings, we were not born to live alone. We were born to live with others, with family. You can get support from your family, friends. In every community, there are healthcare professionals, community services available, and community centers. I always tell you, in this country, there's help available for everything, but you just need to find it, and you should seek that help. If you didn't find anybody, if you didn't ask anybody, you'll stay home and be stuck. I learned so much from the first two speakers. And in any age, young or old, we learn something every day. And when we learn something every day, our mind stays sharp as well. And it helps with mental health too. And again, stay socially connected. Change is must, but in your life, there will be good times and there will be bad times. And life is all about change. And stay connected, as Kulji told you. We'll go for a walk every day. You can play tennis. If you can't play tennis, play pickleball. So find some sort of sport that you can keep you active, and emotional sport as well. Friend, relative, and professionals, where there's some emotional sport available. What else can we do to keep your brain healthy? Get enough sleep. Sometimes kids say they don't feel like sleeping, but we still need to practice. Go to bed at time, get up on time. If you are unable to fall asleep, don't go on your phone or watch TV or get up. Just give your brain some rest. If you think there's natural remedies that you can use, or talk to a doctor. Physical activity, we have talked about it. Social connection to control your stress. It's in your hand. What you can do. This is really important. To do some sort of workout for your brain, read a book, play cards. You can play a game with somebody. For your phone, there's some games available on the phone. You can try that. And many times, when our schedule has changed, we have a lot of free time. We're not working. We think that we can drink. And then we stop looking after ourselves. If we need to drink, stay in control. Then you need to go to the work next morning. You said, I'm free, I'm retired now. Still keep the same schedule. I think that's it. I know sometimes you have questions later on. And I hope you'll spend some more time with us. And if you have questions, we can address those. That's my time. Thank you very much.
All right. We will start from Kuljit. First question. I don't have extended medical care. where I can get subsidized physiotherapy. Yes, subsidized physio. There is some MSP coverage. There is coverage under MSP. It's a little bit tricky. MSP coverage. Some physiotherapists they don't take it this portion. You can see online. Online if MSP is covered. The 10 physio sessions government provides in general, but it depends which physio takes it. Sometimes we are expensive. We spend 40 minutes to an hour. Government whatever the government pays, it doesn't make sense for us. So we don't pay attention to our health. But if we are buying clothes or something like that, we don't focus on our health. We should focus on our health and please write down your question. You mind? If you write it, I'll read it. I have so many questions. We will come back to the question, Kajit. Vaneet, 1 serving of chapati or roti, how much gluten-free flour or oat flour should be, how many carbohydrates, how much protein, how much fiber we are supposed to take. Harleen, if I understand the question, in one roti, how much gluten-free or oat flour should be? It depends on you. I don't use gluten-free or oat flour. Why you are using that flour? I can base my answer on that. If you have a condition, that's why you are using gluten-free or oat flour. I just need a little bit more information. The second question, how would we know how much how much carb, how much fiber, how much protein we are supposed to take? According to Canada Health Guide, if you go online, we use the plate method, so that you don't have to think, you don't have to do the calculations, you don't have to remember the numbers. You try, if you are eating in a plate, a handful of your fist, like you eat that much protein, like we can eat 1 bowl of kidney bean flours or chickpeas, and a lot of like kidney beans, not that half of it is liquid. So so whatever protein you have, the quantity you have, like the quantity of lentil soup or kidney beans, you can have same amount of roti, quinoa, millet, grain, any grain, same amount of grain. So that will be half of the space on your plate. So same amount, you can have double the quantity of your protein. You can have vegetable or fruit on your plate. You can, for salad, cucumber, tomato, little bit of onion, couple spoons of chutney, and little bit of yogurt and spinach in your chickpea curry. If in your plate, if you use this proportion, just keep place protein in your plate, and then same amount of grain, and then double the amount of fruit and vegetable, then you can have a guarantee that you have enough protein, fiber, carbohydrates and fats, and you are having vitamins and minerals in a day. So this is a very simple formula for this. If you need specific numbers, that how much requirement for protein, you can see a dietitian, and they can assess your diet. If you need more carbs or if you need more protein, you can take a referral from your doctor, and then you can see dietitian is not covered through MSP. You can contact who are in a private practice. There are a lot of dietitians doing private practice, and you can also, Harleen will tell you, you can contact the dietitian through 811. There is another question for Kaljit. What kind of exercise we can do if there is pain in the knees? Second question about the knees. If there is already problem in the knees, can you go upstairs, downstairs? Can you do the stairs? Yes. I put those exercises in the sheet, the band one. You put the band on the your leg, and then you tie it with another thing, and then it's very important strengthening your legs. Second part, second, if there is knee problem, depends on what kind of knee problem. Sometimes there is arthritis, there is no ligaments, so every one has to talk to the physiotherapist and go accordingly. In general, the normal activity, like everyone can do stairs, it's not that bad for us, like squats, as I taught you, the sitting on the chair exercise. You have to do every day in your life. Doing the stairs, it's not that bad. In the beginning, it will be difficult, a couple of weeks. It's not make a big difference. So with the step exercise, there will be no more damage. It could be sore, but no damage. Please talk to your physiotherapist. And everybody has a different medical history, so talk to the physiotherapist. Next question I will answer. I just moved to Surrey from Richmond. How I can find a family doctor? It's very hard to go to a drop-in clinic. If you want to, so Surrey North Delta Division, there is a website, there is a wait list, you can go there. The second thing, Help Seeker and Merrimap, you can find a family doctor there. There is a Health Connect registry through BC government. You can find a family doctor there. If it's too difficult to do that online, you can dial 811 and talk to them. Next question is for Vaneet. It's about milk and flour. Which flour, millet or wheat, which one is better? Second is about milk, a lot of questions. Which ones are safe? Canadian milk is safe. Canadian milk products, people who have heart disease can take milk. Milk is better or the curd is better? It's like milk or curd.
Look, we are here mostly sick. I'm sick as well. We believe in one. We don't believe in the duality. Nothing is good or bad. Everything is good. Depends on how you use it and for what reason. And that makes it good or bad. If wheat is better or millet, both are good. We should eat both actually in our diet. First, if we look at it, in older age, we were not just eating wheat. When it was wheat season, we ate wheat. When there was millet, we had millet. And if there was a corn available, we ate corn. There was a variety. So variety is really important in our diet. Milk product, Canadian milk product are good or bad. In our country, Health Canada regulates everything. My aunt and uncle, they work in those organizations. Whatever we eat and packed, that's sent to us, it's safe for our consumption. Milk, yogurt, butter, the products we get, those are safe for our consumption if we store them well. They are all good for us. Swallow. If you have heart condition, milk or yogurt is good. Can you eat it? Yes, you can, but in moderate quantities. The milk is good for our bones. It's very important. We talked about it. And yogurt, there's milk, and we also fortify it. We got calcium and vitamin D, vitamin A as well. So all those vitamins are included and are good for our good health. That's it. And milk and yogurt, please include that in your diet. Next question is for Kashmir Besla. First question is, if somebody's here for super visa in Canada, are counseling services covered for them? Okay. Counseling services, if we are working, if we have health benefits, extended health benefits, through extended health benefits, dental, eyeglasses, you can use it for that. We have to check it. Mental health services, if we have it or not, there must be dollar amount, like how much, 5,000, 10,000, how much you can use a year. You can choose your therapist, or if you don't have extended health and you can't use that, then the low-cost services are available in Surrey. For example, Moving Forward Family Services, they do student counseling, and you can do low-cost counseling. I don't think there's not much available for completely free, but through government, there's no 100% free services available. But our association is trying. As you said, as you go to the doctor, you don't pay any money. We want, if somebody needs a therapist, it should be same, that you should be able to get an appointment, so you won't have to pay. We admit that these services are very expensive. It seems like it to many people, but as Kuljit said, we spend money on other things. We can spend on our health as well. Second question is for Moving Forward Family. Some audience was saying it's closed. They got you. Moving Forward, I met their director. They're not closed, but sliding scale. If you can pay full price, if you can pay only $20, $25, $50, according to your income, they can do it. So now we go back to Kuljit. There's a question lined up for everybody. So I'll ask the question a question for you. First question, I had a knee replacement, and the surgeon said they gave a 10 physio coupon when they went to Coop. They did not honor it. They refused to take those coupons. Any idea about that? First of all, we have private practice. Surgeon, if they work with a physiotherapist, MSB coupons they provide to you, then that's for the same physiotherapist. That's the same thing. Where they sent you, for what reason, and who takes those coupons or not. It comes back to same. If it's on the coupon, you need to ask the surgeon. Surgeon writes a referral. There's 10 sessions needed for. It depends. It depends what was written. Second question for you is, and somebody had a stroke many years ago. One side, when they try to pick something, they're feeling something that they're holding. Brain knows they're holding. Seems like the connection is not well enough yet. Can they build strength for that? Stroke, neurological, it's called neurological, it's with the nerves and brain. It's related to that. When a person gets a stroke, sometimes, there's a blood clot that goes to your brain, and there are thousands nerve that goes to the body. And when they stroke, it impacts your, if the stroke was on the right, then it affects your left side. You have that stroke. We didn't talk much about the nerves. The nerves, it takes some time to get those back. Generally, when we talk to the patients about the resources, 1 millimeter, where it's very small, you get feeling back in there. Depends, the extent of the stroke. Though you can focus with your brain, neuroplasticity. You make new connections. If I haven't seen the file, it's hard for me to give you advice, but encourage them. Use the arm as much as they can. Don't give up, keep using it. Next question is about the knees again. Somebody had a knee replacement when pain went, but 10 years later pain came back. Can something be done about that? In old times, knee replacement was only good for 10-15 years, but now patients are keen and they want to get a knee replacement. Sometimes they're only 40-50 year old, and then we tell them don't do it yet, do some exercise, prolong it. If you get a knee replacement in 40-50 years, you're gonna have to get it done again in few years. It depends on the pain as well. In my experience, sometimes the patient feels like it's a payment. It was the same knee pain as it was earlier. In our culture as well, it's a misconception that we change the knee, it's all good. If you got a knee replacement, you need to do exercise to make the muscle stronger. The muscle takes time. The muscles are taking time to get stronger. It can take 3 months, 6 months. So keep doing exercises to make it stronger. It's not like a car. You change a wheel, it's all good again. Yeah. Next question is for Vineet. There were so many questions, but don't have time. It was from online. Meals on wheel. Hospital food, you talked about it, $5. Do you know if it includes Panjabi food for seniors? Depends, which hospital you're talking about. Right now, we're trying. Panjabi are intended with culture-specific meals. We should try to include it. It's my understanding in Surrey, Abbotsford, Vancouver, in some of the hospitals, the food is available, especially culturally specific meals. If you are unable to get it, the hospital is not able to get it. At the same time, you can talk to doctor, dietitian, or nurse. You can ask them that you need meal that are culturally specific. The hospital $5 meal. It's fairly new. I don't know much about it. As Kashmir said, there are so many services. You need to ask. If you're not unable to get a service, if you want it, ask the team that you need it. Next question. Healthy eating and overeating, what's the difference? That's a good question. Healthy eating, what we call it when we eat it. when you finish that meal, you should feel that you got energy. And, then you refuel your vehicle. It can go up to overeating is you ate too much and then you feel like you should lie down, sleep. That's overeating. That's the difference. So try with your meal. If you're feeling dizzy or sleepy after eating, you should get energy after eating if you're eating healthy.
ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਹੈ
Next question is about salad and fruits. Like how many? So you can have salad in the dinner. Is salad and fruit? It's a very good question. Usually we, in like people come from Punjab subcontinent. There are fruits that have already taught us when you wanna eat yogurt or when you wanna eat fruit. That's but in Western science, according to that, there is no restriction what time you can eat fruit or what time you can eat salad. There is no restriction. But if you feel like if to eat, if there is a problem, then you can change the times if you feel any problem. According to the Western science, whatever we get to know, there is no problem. Anytime you can have salad. Whenever you feel like to eat salad, you can eat it. Health wise, we recommend before eating your meal, eat your salad, so that it will satisfy your hunger and it will be, we won't get constipated fruits when we eat fruit and salads. So we can change our time if there is a problem. 2% or skim milk, which one? If you are 65 and above, then we should have nutritionally dense diet. So whatever we could put in the quantity wise, so that time you can have 2%, even whole milk, you should have it, so that you can get as much as protein. But if you are younger and if you have any other conditions, heart condition, then you should still 2% is fine. Then you will get enough protein, calcium, vitamin D. But yeah, you shouldn't try whole if you have heart condition. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Next question is for Kashmir. First question is this: if someone has depression and they are already on antidepressants, and if counseling will make any difference in that situation? First, we all felt like just take a pill and magically the problem will solve. We have that misconception. You take your medications, you do exercise, you take counseling, you also need pay attention to nutrition, fix everything, bring changes, and then depression will go away and you can reverse depression. Counseling, sometimes people are around us, we can trust enough to talk about something that's in our mind. And counselors always keep your conversation confidential, they will not let it out. So even if with the family member, so they will not talk outside. So if you think the counseling will make a difference, it's a judgmental question. They are just asking to learn anxiety, to feel nervous. Anxiety, is it normal? Is normal since when is a problem? Since when it becomes a problem? If we keep our messages, our senses negative, when you think about it, same negative messages, to keep on telling yourself a negative message, then it becomes a bigger problem. So for that, you can, through counseling, there are techniques where you can teach yourself how to change your brain, your behavior. So sometimes you think, I have tried everything, But sometimes when you talk to a professional, then you learn new things, learn new techniques, then you can change the situation. These were our questions. Thank you, everyone. Again, a very good question. I'm saying this on the stage is a bit tough. The dates that are written on the box, once we open, like for example, milk, and if milk is open and it's on expiry date, very likely that is near end, so that milk, try to use it at the same time or freeze it. You shouldn't be using it after the expiry date, but sometimes we smell. Is it okay? Is it not okay? We don't know. There could be microorganism in there, so we can't see it with eyes. If the box is closed, you never opened, the seal is never opened, then there is less risk because it's vacuum sealed. So then you can open it and use it in 2 to 3 days. It depends how long it has been open for. Again, once it's opened, you should use it 2 to 3 days. Make paneer, freeze it if you cannot finish it. Maybe this is the last question I take. The frozen meals, if we freeze them properly, their nutritional value also freezes with it. So, for example, frozen peas, frozen sag, if you heat them again, we will get all those things when they were freshly made. So the frozen meals are really good if we really look. Cost wise, they are cheaper, energy wise also good, but there shouldn't be any added things. If you freeze vegetables, fruits, just that fruit, just add a vegetable or homemade food is helpful and is good. Second question that you did, after eating how much exercise, how after eating how after how long? I'm born and raised in Canada. My education is also from Canada. So we have the same debate. In India, Punjab, there were rules about these things. In my education, there is no, it doesn't make any difference after how long. If you don't go for running after when your stomach is full, but once things digested, people after eating, people go for walk. Just it reduces your blood sugar, aerobics, easy, maybe half an hour. You can do it. Every individual has their own things. It's not that you cannot do anything because you fell asleep. Everybody has different system. It's not a big medical region that you cannot do exercise. Yeah, we call it carbohydrate loading. Some meals have more energy, they provide more energy to run, like pasta, something like that. If you sit down, you will get fat. It's for that. There is a difference. Some people have different. The athletes have different training, different situation. Yes, they can do it. Now we will stop here. The questions, the time. We passed the time. Thank you. We learned a lot about diet and exercise. Now we thank you, our community partners, Alzheimer's Society, BCNL, Choose to Move, Diversity City, Guru Nanak Free Kitchen, Guru Nanak Free Kitchen, Fraser Health Options, PREX, City of Surrey, University of Victoria, Surrey North Delta Division of Family. So our media partners, I will not go again and again, they all are here. Thank you to our health exhibitors, people you met during lunch, our speakers who came here, and they helped us a lot and they gave us so much good information and we made them lead. Thank you. So thank you to our interpreters today who were interpreting in English, our suppliers, LMB Systems, Surrey City Hall, Star 76. All of you, thank you so much.